guys, welcome to today's video where I am going to be sharing with you my favorite homeschool resources. So let's jump in. Okay guys, it has been a minute since I have made a video. We were out of town for a while. Soccer season has geared up. My husband is coaching and reffing. I'm team momming for 2 teams. We've been crazy busy, but I am back. I will have footage of Bernie Falls hopefully next week, but we'll see. But I wanted to get this video out there. And like I said, these are my favorite homeschool resources that are going to be either free or pretty inexpensive because it's kind of because the sky's kind of the limit when it comes to homeschool resources. You can spend nothing. You can spend an insane amount. So I wanted to make sure just to clarify that these are going to be either incredibly cheap or free. So let's go ahead and jump into my first resource, which is free, and that is, believe it or not, Instagram. Now, Instagram can be kind of a slippery slope because you will see a lot of Instagrammers who have homeschooling profiles that kind of veer toward idyllic, rustic, all we do is nature studies all day kind of things, which can give you kind of a false sense of what homeschooling is about. Don't get me wrong, those things are fun, but it shouldn't be the bulk of what you're doing. And that's just my opinion though. But Instagram has a lot of resources, not just in terms of inspiration, but I found so many free classes, free little kits that you can find, even inexpensive items that you can order, all on Instagram. Letters from Afar I found on Instagram. I sign up every year. A Christmas art study on Instagram, that's completely free. There's just a ton of resources for homeschoolers offering free programs, limited classes, things like that you can find there, particularly during the months of November and December. I have found that those kind of offerings kind of get bumped up a lot. So a lot of cool stuff that you can find. There's like Elf on the Shelf stuff too. A lot of fun stuff. It's a great resource if you're looking to add maybe a little bit of creativity and it's not your strong suit. So it's just a lot of fun. Most of it's free, or at the very least pretty inexpensive. So definitely check it out, just with a tiny bit of caution, because most of us who homeschool know that as beautiful as those Instagram pictures are, most of our days do not go like that. So just kind of beware. My next resource, while not free and maybe could run you a bit, most of us have already paid for these things anyway, and that is streaming services. We kind of have the usual. We have Netflix, we have Prime, we have Paramount, Disney Plus, a couple Hulu, a couple of other ones I'm sure, and there's a ton of them that are for free. But streaming services have a lot of quality content in terms of adding to whatever lesson plans you have going. For instance, we are studying world explorers, so that means like Christopher Columbus, Pizarro, Ponce de Leon, Marco Polo, and Netflix has the Who Was show based on the Who Was books, and one of the profiles they did was on Marco Polo, so we were able to add that into our study. We have watched documentaries on penguins and Alaska and the North Pole on Disney Plus. Disney Plus has most of Nat Geo's programming on there. So it's kind of invaluable when it comes to like science and social studies where you want to see history or you want to see nature documentaries. So don't discount the television when it comes to building your homeschool curriculum. It can be an invaluable source that is a little bit of a break for you and entertaining for them. Highly recommend it. And even here on YouTube, you can find some pretty great resources when it comes to educational videos for your kids, along with things like PBS and PBS Kids as well. My next resource is Pinterest. Pinterest is of course free, but I found a lot of great project ideas, a lot of great science project ideas, and even crafts, things like that, or even free unit studies. I found them all through Pinterest searches. In fact, I have a board made specifically for homeschool and I have subboards in there. I try to keep that area organized as much as possible, but it is invaluable if you are looking for some sort of resource or guide when it comes to projects, when it comes to arts and crafts. Even, like I said, unit studies, you can find a lot of great information on Pinterest. And then a lot of homeschool bloggers will pin their blogs onto Pinterest by subject matter. So I am on Pinterest pretty much every single time I sit down and plan out my curriculum for the week. Pinterest is one of my go-tos easily, and it's free. My next homeschool resource is actually, in fact, the next two are going to be stores. And the first of those would be the Dollar Tree. I have gotten a ton of school supplies on the cheap at the Dollar Tree. They have a lot of great items, even for teachers who are actually in a classroom. Science items, they have word strips that I am constantly buying for our spelling and vocabulary words. They have a ton of great items that you can use in your homeschool for cheap. Just one example are these little activity trays. We use these a lot for science. They keep things organized, kind of keep things a little bit less messy. So they are integral for science. I use them for arts and crafts. I have even used these for parties. So these are just kind of an example of what you can find at the Dollar Tree. But again, there are tons. I mean, the sky's the limit kind of when it comes to items at the Dollar Tree. Now, along with that, one of my other sources that is one particular section in a store, and that is Target's Dollar Spot. I've actually found quite a bit of school supplies that I have used in the Dollar Spot that have been a lot of fun for me and my kids. Just recently, I picked up some sciencey items. This is just a couple. It came in a set of 6, but like little test tubes and droppers and stuff. The kids love this kind of stuff for science, but you can find a ton of really cool activities, especially for younger kids. I even found, like, I think I might have shared this in a homeschool haul, but it's like a little letter building practice set that comes with these plastic thingamadoos that kind of connect. You can see here's the number 5, and you can do letters, numbers. My son was playing with these earlier. He actually made a little person. So just tons of fun stuff that kind of add to you. I like giving my kids stuff like this to play with when I'm reading because it keeps their hands busy, their mouths closed, and their ears open. So definitely check out the Dollar Spot. Pretty much every time I go to Target, I stop through there and see what they have. They'll have activity books. They'll have little magnet, like science magnet sets. The list goes on, but there's almost always something like an educational toy in there. So definitely check that out if you're looking to add like manipulatives to your classroom. My last resource for homeschool is free, and that is the library. In fact, the bulk of my curriculum that I make is based on books that I find in the library. And I encourage you guys to visit the juvenile nonfiction section. You will find stuff like I said, we were studying explorers. They had a bunch here. This is 2 of the 4 that I checked out. They have books on math that are really popular with my kids. You will find a ton of science books for kids. So just a great resource. I have spoken very highly of the library. The library does a lot of great work. They have toddler programs. They have programs for older children and teens. They have help with adults who need help with literacy. They have computer classes. They have job preparedness classes. They have volunteer programs. The list goes on. They do way more good than you could even think possible. So again, support your library, and definitely check it out if you are looking for a resource for your homeschool. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Again, I will have more footage coming up, and I will see you all in the next one. Until then, take care and bye for now.